So as you've been doing that, I know you took a path of outsourcing as well. Like, what were some of the challenges or successes, that when you entered into the outsourcing space, did you face as you grew the organization?
Yeah, we went to outsourcing a little bit late because I know some companies outsource a little quicker to keep down costs. So we waited for quite a few years, so 2015 to early 2019. And I think that was an important decision. And it was mainly a concern about quality. I was just very conscious of the fact that as we were building up quality within the organization and understanding what does quality service mean for our customers, that it's easier to go through that intellectual and organizational process of building an infrastructure for excellence when you're doing it homegrown and you can have a more direct contact and communication with the people who are actually implementing your vision in real time. Okay. So that was a pretty big impact for us because when we eventually went to outsourcing, we had a very robust infrastructure available that we could literally just take from what we had in New York and Arizona and plop it on top of our office abroad. We also chose very specifically to partner with a vendor that wasn't really a traditional BPO to the extent that you're primarily dealing with the BPO through an operations manager, and maybe you tangentially know something about some of the agents, or you may go to the site and do a walkthrough at one point. But other than that, you don't have really a lot of interaction with the actual people on the ground providing the service, other than through all these other managers and leaders. So we wanted an approach where the agents that we had abroad would basically be treated like our US-based agents and be part of the team just like our US-based agents. And that means more responsibility on us. So the responsibility for training is all on us, and the responsibility for QA is all on us. And we all have our internal people that we've trained both in the US and now abroad in the Philippines to handle that. But the benefit is that we basically look at those agents abroad as if they're remote workers. And they're held according to the same standards as the US-based agents. And they're given the same responsibilities, and they're given the same leeway when it comes to resolving customer issues. And the structure we have in the US in terms of the performance review structure and the evaluation structure is all the same, and the titles are all the same. So a supervisor in the US is a supervisor out in the Philippines. So literally there's just full integration. So there's really aside from the fact that we don't have to worry about some of the administrative stuff, there's really no difference between how we treat our agents abroad and how we treat our agents in the US. And that's contributed substantially to quality because those agents are very, very positive and very, very invested in Freshly, and they feel they're a part of Freshly. And you definitely see that coming through just in their levels of enthusiasm. And we've even started to do things like some of our specialty teams in customer support as well. So teams focus on special areas like our online engagement team, or we have like a delivery team to handle more escalated carrier issues, etc. We've all expanded abroad too. So they all have branches among people in the Philippines. So they're not just stuck as frontline agents, but they can advance up through the structure like anyone else and find other unique ways to contribute to Freshly. So that's the tactic that we've taken on a BPO level. We were willing to pay a little bit more in price in order to get that extra quality. But now that we have that quality, it's definitely been really a very positive experience for us, having found a great partner. And we do it making sure that the KPIs that we see out of the Philippines are equal to or better than what we saw out of our US-based agents. So there's absolutely no diminution in service for customers in any area. And if there were, then we probably have to rethink the strategy and look at maybe only send tier 1 contacts their way and that sort of thing. But they've done a great job, and they deal with the exact same slew of contacts as any of our US-based agents.